Oh my god, it's the base fantasy report!
And babe, werewolf for mitzvah, spooky, scary, boys becoming men, men becoming wolves. Werewolf for mitzvah, spooky, scary, boys becoming men, men becoming wolves. Alright.
Yo, it's Yoon, the king of scrimps. It's time for the base fantasy report. Happy Halloween, motherfuckers. It's Thursday, October 31st, and I'm here with the base fantasy report, week 8. Woo! This might have to be an express edition, because y'all know I lost last week. Yeah, let's get right into it, man. Let's get into the first matchup, yo. It was myself versus I Did You a Favor versus David. Coming into Sunday, I thought I had a really good chance because he had a bunch of players, or he only had D'Angelo Williams play, and that guy scored a touchdown, but thank God he didn't put in Cam Newton, who scored 27. So going into Sunday, I felt pretty good. You know, everyone was talking about RG3. He's going to go crazy. He's been running a lot. He's going to score mad points. But the dude just sucked. The Redskins were just terrible, man. RG3 only gave me 4 points. Steven Jackson came back from his injury, but that guy was completely useless, man. He gave me 1.3, and then Darren Sproles with 0 points, man. What the hell is that? Amendola came back after getting concussed, and he gave me 1.5. The only dude that's reliable on my team is Vernon Davis. Thank you, Chris. But that's about it, man. I had a lot of buys this week. No Ray Rice. It just wasn't good for me. David had the people come through. He had Jamal Charles, he had D'Angelo Williams, he had Larry Fitzgerald, all with touchdowns. So that was very good for him. He continues. I think he's 3rd place now in the actual rankings, so good for him. He continues his winning streak. Now he's at, I think, 2 wins in a row. So congratulations, David, on your win. But not really. Fuck you. I hate you. Goddamn. All right, let's go into the next matchup. It was Fuck City versus Chris Christopher. And unfortunately for Chris, he didn't have Brandon Marshall, and he didn't have Reggie Wayne. I mean, Reggie Wayne would have already been on a bye this week, but that dude is out for the season. And unfortunately for him, the main dude that he was looking at, Marshawn Lynch, did not come through. I mean, last week in week 7, he gave you 27.5. I think this week he only gave you 2.7. And when Maurice Jones-Drew was outscoring Marshawn Lynch, the chances of you actually winning the game, very, very slim, man. And Chris was telling me, he's like, man, why can't I play Matt next week? I mean, this coming week, week 9, because this week he doesn't have Peyton Manning. He doesn't have that Reggie Bush. But in terms of Matt's team, I mean, you already know the stars. Peyton Manning went off. Des Bryant went off, despite the Cowboys' loss. Jordy Nelson went off. Alfred Morris went off. And who else did he play, man? Who else did he play? Oh yeah, how could I forget? Fucking Reggie Bush, he went off. But that Justin Blackman, man, that guy's been trolling Matt. Every time he plays him, the dude's a bit of a dud. Every time he puts him on the bench, the dude goes off. All right, let's get into the next matchup. It was the 5th legislation versus Diplomats. You know, Anthony, I know that you're not really keen on picking up people off the waiver wire on Wednesdays, but man, you need to put in your waivers, because picking up that Snelling, I'm sorry, dude. I gotta give you the fail of the week. Because, first of all, that dude is a backup of the backup. I mean, you always gotta have a backup plan to back up the backup plan. But still, that dude was injured and active, and you still played him. You got a big fat 0. You came out with the loss, despite the fact that, I mean, Golden Tate, he scored you 2 touchdowns. And, you know, Wes Welker, he scores a game every single fucking touch. He scores a touchdown every single game. So, I mean, yeah, that guy's doing pretty well for you. But, I mean, everyone else just came a bit short. His team is a bit hurt. It's a bit bruised. It's a bit battered. We'll see if Anthony can come back. Congratulations on Leggy for coming out with the win. Great move picking up the Broncos defense after I dropped them. I didn't have the heart to play them against the Redskins, but that was a good move. And for that move, I gotta give you the genius of the week. They scored a staggering and amazing and astounding 20 points. Unfortunately, it had to be against the Redskins. So Leggy, congratulations on your win. And yeah, man, good luck this week. Alright, the next matchup. Whoa, man. Whoa. This shit is crazy. I always underestimate Jason, but I mean, like, I guess I haven't learned yet. Because, I mean, that dude, Megatron, went insane. He scored 36.9 points. And, man, when the guy goes that off, I mean, you're almost guaranteed the victory. And fortunately for him, he had enough players go off as well. I mean, who else went crazy for him? Oh my God, Darren McFadden went crazy with 2 touchdowns. Fred Jackson had a touchdown. And Pat's defense, that was pretty good too. And Russell Wilson was solid with 15, and that made up definitely for that, 0 with Campbell Tompkins. Is that his name, Campbell Tompkins? Yeah. Carl, he just came up a little bit too short. All of his guys did pretty well. Matthew Stafford scoring 26 points. Frank Gore was a beast. Mike James, that guy was kind of iffy, you know what I mean? He's just a replacement for Doug Martin. But the guy who didn't really show for him was Heath Miller. I mean, It's Heath Miller, man. I can't trust that dude. Fuck that dude. Hate that guy. All right, let's talk about the last matchup of the week. It was Funk Nasty versus Stay Ugly. Yeah. Gel, I mean, your team did really, really well. I mean, they scored a good amount of points. I mean, especially the Bengals defense. That was a really, really good pickup with 24 points. They were doing really, really well. But, I mean, I think the main factor of your team was Shady McCoy. If he had gone off, you would have gotten the win. But the Eagles, they just sucked with Mike Vick going out so early. That was just not a good look, man. And, you know, Pete had the fucking Drew Brees and Jimmy Graham connection, and Jimmy Graham, despite the fact that he was injured, he played a couple of plays, and those plays ended up resulting in touchdowns, and that was good enough for him. I mean, he had the combination of Eddie Lacy, Adrian Peterson, that was solid, so he came out with 120 points, most scoring points of the week, and he came out with the win. So congratulations, Pete, on the win. Gel, you know, don't panic, don't do anything crazy. I mean, your team is solid, man. You're putting up good numbers. You're just getting a bit unlucky. If you look at the points against Gel, he has the most points against him. It's like 790. It's something crazy like that. And Gel, if you're gonna play Marvin Jones, even if you're playing me tonight, you know I shouldn't be telling you this. You know, put him in because he's playing tonight, man. I don't know if you have him in yet, but put him in. All right, let's talk about the matchups of this coming week, starting tonight. You know, we have myself versus Stay Ugly. I have a couple of buys this week. He has a couple of buys this week. We'll see what happens. I picked up that Kenny Stills. I don't know if he's going to do well. I really wanted the Marvin Jones, but obviously Gel's head in the waiver wire, so he obviously picked him up. The next matchup, it is Diplomats versus Fuck City 2K13. Yeah, I mean, despite the fact that Matt may not have Peyton Manning, he may not have Reggie Bush, I still favor Matt in this matchup right now. Andy's team is just not doing too well, but I mean, I guess, I don't know who got injured. Was it Sidney Rice that got injured? But, you know, maybe Golden Tate can end up doing really, really well for him. Let's talk about the next matchup. This is one of two matchups of the week. I want to say it's Puss Beaters versus Calgary Crop Dusters. What is it? Carl, he picked up Andy Dalton because he doesn't have Stafford this week. He also doesn't have Frank Gore. I think that Chris has a couple of buys as well. Let me see here. Let me see here real quick. Excuse me. Who does he not have this week? Who does he not have this week? Oh, he can't play Maurice Jones-Drew. He can't play Brandon Jacobs. Not that Brandon Jacobs would play. And he can't play the Colin Kaepernick. So everyone... Oh, and also Julius Thomas. He doesn't have to find a fucking tight end, man. Chris, find a tight end, dude. Yeah, so people are, you know, dealing with a lot of buys, and this is a matchup to look at. I think this is going to be a really good matchup. But also, the next matchup of the week, it is the Fifth Legislation versus I Did You a Favre. I think this is going to be a really, really good matchup. We got a guy, you know, they both coming off of wins last week, so we'll see what happens. And, you know, I guess that middle, like the third to like the fourth position in the rankings, that's always being contested for, so let's see what happens this week. And then we have Jay Flu versus Funk Nasty. I always say don't doubt Jason, but this week I feel like Pete's gonna come out with the victory just because he doesn't have Megatron, and you know Jason's team relies heavily upon Megatron. But you can never count him out. Never, never, never count out Jason, because that dude is fourth place now. It's fucking crazy. If the playoffs were to happen today, he would make it. That's fucking crazy. Don't ever count out Jason. But you know, we'll see what happens. Sorry I haven't been the most liveliest. This has been, you know, an express edition of the Base Fantasy Report, Halloween edition. Check out my black mask one more time. Yeah, hope you guys have a safe and happy Halloween. If you go out tonight and party and do whatever, you know, get home safe. You know, don't drink and drive, right? Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, all right? All right, it's EU and it's Brack, Halloween edition, week 8, signing out. I'll see you guys next week. More vamped up, more ramped up. You know, everything will be crazier. I promise you that. And hopefully I'll come out with the win. And the Redskins might come out with the win too, all right? All right, guys, peace out. Happy Halloween. EU out.